Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today we are continuing our quest for the ultimate luxury cars, and by now also hypercars. As you can see here, my sales statistics are almost fully squared. We are in all the good categories for super prestigious cars, and we are headed into one of the biggest booms in history. Oh well, we're just about to slow down here right now, but if we look at luxury, this has been rising a lot. So there probably will be a little bit of a dip, but we are doing really well here. And I'm expecting my future production, which will be the Westfalen class, to be just as successful. So if we look at this and see that, well, we have conquered the supercar market with our Wettin, which is selling super well, just like the name would suggest. The hypercars too. We're selling everything in Florinia, that is, and then there are not enough cars to go around the world. So what we want to do is to up that production if possible, and let's take a look if we can up this one here, or if we are on 3 shifts already. No, we are on 2 shifts. Well, what is the engine at? Oh, okay, the engine is on 2.9 shifts. So this is a little bit troubling. We do want to upgrade this for the next iteration of the car, and I think this is the first thing we are going to do, because there seems to be a big market for these things, and we certainly need to up our game when it comes to production of these cars. So first thing today will be to design a new super hypercar, because now it's 1976 and this is a design from the 1970s. And it probably takes quite a while to get it out, get a new one out. And our production will continue for a while, but supercars and hypercars do want to be updated very frequently. So I think we are building the maybe some kind of... Oh! What is this? Look, we have this body in here now, which is super good for supercars, hypercars. But... then again, it's not mid-engined. We do have this one too, which is a little bit larger, nice and wedgy. So if we, yeah, I think we could try to build one out of this not Porsche body, because it has all the ingredients. We just need to make it larger so that it's more prestigious, right? Who cares about actual performance? It's all about prestige. Although Florinia really likes small cars. I mean, we are selling, that factory is actually in Florinia, so we can have it small. Also, smaller cars here, smaller chassis, smaller boots mean that you have less utility and thus higher prestige. Let's see what we can make with this car. Maybe an aircraft would be good. Or, no, maybe that's a little extreme. You don't like to fly away. This is already really crazy. Also, this version has a convertible option, which we will need. And now let me just go through. We need to up our game, as always, like monocoque, and just go full crazy with the tech in here. But not quite as full crazy, because we need to limit costs. We could make it rear engine, but I don't think we will fit much in here. What about a 2.8 liter full alloy engine? And now 76? Yeah, I think we're going with 4-valve tech again, just like we did for the first Wettin. And yeah, just base it off of that. Do we want to use... Yeah, we do want to use full forged interior... Oh, not interior, internals. That's what I wanted to say. And now let's just build and fine-tune the rest of the engine. And there we go. I think this might be a good solution. 253 horsepower in what will be 1980. That is really powerful. Yeah, and the economy is really shit, which we don't care. It has very good throttle response. I this time decided to go with DCOEs as the fuel injection was really difficult to engineer. All the servicing crews will be hating you for that, for tuning those, but then again, you have the money to pay them, right? This looks like a buggy. This looks like a buggy. I don't know if that's such a good idea. This look is terrible. Maybe we don't go quite that far. Alright, at 4 quality we can go up to 215s. That isn't too small anymore. And vented discs! Yay! No more brake fade. Now things will be easy. Look at them. That's massive. And fully clad for the maximum speeds. And we don't need cooling. We just need top speed. So we are making our hypercar version first, which is the handmade one. And then we shall make a supercar version once again. Do we need tech pool to unlock anything? Nope, that's still all good. That's a good timing for that. And there we go. So this is our base model. Let's see how we can tune it. It is very sporty already. Let's check out the brakes. Because it has very low stats considering that the suspension tuning is decent. Well, the brakes are completely overpowering. So maybe we should put drum brakes on there. No, they don't really want to. Can we make those vented discs smaller? Like a lot smaller? 160? We're getting brake fade then. Yeah, something more reasonable would be 200. And then maybe soften the pans? Yeah, that's the better option. Yeah, much better. Alright, and then in the front we don't need 350s, but rather 300s. That is also decent. And what more can we tune? Well, one thing we see here is that at high speeds we are having a little bit of trouble keeping on the road. The rear is just breaking out, and at low speeds we are doing just fine. So what we could do is go down with the camber, and that should already have ticked over. No, not quite. We should see a big increase in sportiness once it ticks over. So let's take a look here. There, it ticked over. Yep, you see there. Even though we are going further to the blue line, which is less sporty, we now gained drivability and sportiness, and that is because this one ticked over to being understeer. Well, not severely understeer, but at the extreme, it will understeer instead of completely wrap you around a tree with your back end first. What about gearing here? We had a lot of good aerodynamic equipment chosen, so we probably can get a bit faster. This is looking better. And acceleration is good. Do we want to go down a bit more? No, that destroys our ratings, but not that much. Well, it's all about the wheel spin there. Maybe if we go like this and have... We could try to get the first gear to 100, but that slows us down significantly in the 0 to 100 time. Yeah, we get better stats, but is that really worth it? 5.9 seconds and be more drivable? It's such a shame that we don't have a good differential to use. I mean, we could go for the automatic locker, but then it's a straight line performance only thing. And we don't want that. So I don't know what we do here. This is not optimal. How far can we go down? 20% there. That really hurts. That does hurt. 14.7. Track Premium is a good measure of sportiness, at least. And supercars are as well. But let's choose the super and hyper categories just so that we are aware of what's happening there. Alright, let's compare the two. So on the one end we have 5.6 seconds and worse drivability and sportiness ratings because of massive amounts of wheel spin, up to about, what would that be? That is 90 kilometers an hour, about 75, 80 kilometers an hour, massive wheel spin. So everything in first gear is basically wheel spin throughout. And then it becomes better. So this is a 99.8 rating, and what do they like? They do like quite a bit of drivability, and sportiness is the main aspect apart from, of course, prestige. Alright, so let's... oh, that's the wrong slider. Let's move this one down so that we reach in first gear. Oh yeah, that is better. They do like this setup better, even though it has slower 0 to 100 time. I mean, this is probably the case that, well, this is so fast that you don't really have any sense for how it could be better in this day and age. So let's go with this option. It seems good to me. It doesn't make it very city drivable, but who fucking cares, right? It's revving very high, so that's a bonus. We're still bottoming out, and we haven't tuned the suspension properly yet. Let's do that before we move on and clone this to put to set up the supercar and the convertible trims. So we can't mess with this one because this upsets our high-speed cornering. But we can try to get a little bit more dampers in here if we want to. Yep, this increased sportiness a little bit more. And this is going too far. Alright, I'm happy with this one. So now we can give it a name and then clone it. And it shall be named the Hockenheim. This wasn't a German battleship as far as I know, but it could have been. It could have been Hockenheim. Yeah, kind of a really speedy battleship, going at 50 knots or something. And again, we are not naming the engine, but now we need to do some cloning and make this super trim. Alright, this should be pretty good. I think we might be able to lower it a little bit now that it's somewhat lighter. Yeah, just one step. That is all decent. And yeah, that's all good. So now we can clone this one. Select it and make it convertible. Oh yeah, this one is certainly seen as a convertible. It's doing really well. But that is still without markup, of course. Oh no, I forgot to do the markup on the first one, so now I have to do it on all. Stupid me! Stupid me! Apart from the bottoming out from the extra weight, we are doing well here, I think. Let's check the oversteer. Oversteer is non-existent. Perfect. And then we just have to name it and do the markup. Oh yeah! Even at 100% markup, we are still having a 119 competitiveness rating. That sounds good to me. I just hope engineering doesn't take ages. And at 200% markup, the hypercar is still doing really well, even as a supercar. So what could we go to? It's like 300% markup, no worries. No worries. Now it's becoming a hypercar, where the supercar buyers are like, yeah, this is a little expensive. So maybe we just go with 250. And now for the supercar. Yeah, I think the supercar would be doing really well if it can get into track premium at the same time. At least in Florinia. Let's double check the super convertible, if we can push that one too. Oh yeah, easy. There we go. 150% markup and still doing so well. So let's put them into engineering then. 4 years, that isn't too bad. It costs 80 million. Oh, engineering is getting really expensive. So now engineering is no longer the small portion of the costs here. So we do want to look into making the best out of that with larger factories, just to have enough production then. But this is all looking good. We don't need to change anything here. And the engine this time around isn't completely out of whack when it comes to the length. So let's put it also up to 4.1 years. Like this. And have a little bit more reliability there. And now, what about the production? So we do have the Florinian factory available here, the small one. And if we choose... yeah, we built it also on a small plot. So we can change sizes now. That was well planned. We upgrade to... This doesn't cost much. Very good. We upgrade to 3, level 3. And we upgrade to a high automation level. 247 million. That is a lot, but... is that worth it? I don't think it might be worth it because the production costs per car are so low anyway. But having a automation 60 factory certainly is pretty good. So total build cost 170 million. Let's take that. It's small fish right now with those car sales. And here we have a small one factory, and we do want to produce 29. And I don't know if this is... did we fix the bug? Where this one shows the 2-shift... didn't show the 2-shift value, but rather the current value. I don't know. But we can up this one a little bit. Also pay a lot in automation costs. What did we set this one to? 60. And have this at 60 as well. It has forged works. This is 2.0, 2.0. That's good. So 2029. I think we are going for having this at a level 3 factory so that we can have a few more engines made. And now let's set them up. So we want to have this at 3 shift production maximum. Just pump them out. And hypercars, not too many, please. Maybe go for 4 hypercars a day? That's a lot though. But I mean, they are affordable from the supercar category. And the super convertible, let's build like 12 of them and 30 of them. 31 of them, that sounds about right. And here we don't need quite as much. Alright, that should set us up nicely. And now, wow, got even better. Because they are much cheaper to make than the prognosis was. Because we have amped up the production so much. That's really cool. Alright. We will have a good entry here, it seems. Unless the competition comes out with something that is completely out of this world. And usually they do. Oh yeah, look at that. We could sell a lot. Not so much in Achana, but a lot in Gazmir. Can we change this? No, I have to press there. So 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, we want to sell in Achana last. We don't really care about that market. They have too small market size. We are focusing on Florinia and Gazmir entirely. And it's looking good. I think these sums are adding up nicely. And I hope for the markets to increase further. And this project will cost us 505 million. But only takes 19 months to pay off. Oh, that's sounding really good if you ask me. Lots of profits per month, even though we are only making like 120 cars per month, making you 4.8 million profit. Sounds good. Sounds good. So let's start this one. And I think what we are going to do is to wait for the Westfalen to get into action and see how that sells, and then we are wrapping up this episode. But I really want to see what happens to this one. And let's check the market sizes. Alright, that was a really successful year. We are still selling just very smoothly. There's no stock building up. That is exactly what we like to see. And yearly reports coming in. Lots of taxes. Ouch. Yep, that hurt. So maybe one thing we want to do, as we see this now, the Westfalen still has another year and 3 months until it enters production. So that is quite a long time. And seeing how well the economy is going right now, let's check this out. There should have been like a drop here, but there isn't. Luxury. This is actually the luxury category we're seeing. The normal category is also up and up. I think the overall boom here will continue for a while longer, and it will stay on a higher level after dropping off, correcting it once again. Higher than this, certainly. Higher than 0.5. And what my thoughts are here are that we might want to get into the premium segment with a medium factory just spitting them out. And we could satisfy the entire market with that. This would also give us access to the remaining luxury category, which we can't cover. And, well, we don't want to go into premium budget because that would get rid of too much of our prestige factor, as we can't really produce cars that are prestigious enough to, with the budget of the premium budget category in mind. But the convertible premium category would be another one we can tap into. It's about as large as the luxury category, slightly smaller, third smaller, but that seems to be worth it. And we do want to just sell more cars, so we will be downgrading our prestige a little bit, but on the other hand, making superior luxury cars, hypercars, and like high-end premium cars. That shouldn't be too bad a deal for our prestige factor. If we now started to make something like heavy utility vehicles, then that would take a big hit. But so far, so good. Even our reputation is still positive, even though we are selling hypercars which have terrible, terrible reliability. I think our luxury vehicles are pulling us out of there. Yep, so that is what I'm going for next. But I think it is time to wrap up this episode. And next time around, we have to spend the money. Because we're getting so much money in and just paying taxes like crazy. So better to invest it into new factories. And we might even want to build the large factory in Achana. Cheap labor, but then pretty good cars, like our engineering and their cheap labor. That would be the ultimate combination. And that's all. So, hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.